Yo-yo and hello. My name is Lydia, and this is another episode of my 25-pound yo-yo. Now, today I would like to talk about diet and exercise. Now, way back when I was a teenager, I remember that diet and exercise were viewed as opposite sides of the same coin. If you wanted to lose weight, you had to do both. You were told to watch what you eat and make sure that you do sufficient exercise. Now, over time, this started to shift to what people started to refer to as the 80-20, meaning that 80% of your effort towards weight loss is your diet and 20% is exercise. I've also heard this referred to as a 90-10, meaning 90% of your effort is on your diet and 10% is on your exercise in order to get weight loss. And recently, I've been hearing more that, no, you don't need to exercise at all, that you exercise for fitness, you diet to lose weight. Now, that's an interesting message. I just want to know, is it true? Is it true for some? Is it true for most? Is it true for everyone? Let's watch this clip, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it some more.
In order to lose weight, a calorie deficit must be created. Now, this can be done by either eating fewer calories, burning off more calories, or doing a combination of the two. So the question is, do we really need exercise to lose weight? And the experts say no. When you look at the big picture, the amount of energy expended through exercise is actually quite small. Most of the calories you need per day are simply just to keep you alive. That's your BMR. On top of that, you need the calories to digest food, as well as the calories for your general activities that are not exercise, such as standing, walking about, maybe doing some cooking and some cleaning. Exercise calories really only tally up to about 5% of your total day. For many, it is also significantly easier to create this calorie deficit with food rather than with exercise. For example, eliminating drinking 2 liters of soda a day produces the same calorie deficit as adding a 2-hour walk per day. Exercise also makes you hungrier, so those gains that you made in the gym may quite literally get eaten up in the kitchen. Exercise can also make you lazier, which means that after your workout, it's very likely that you'll spend more time vegging out than spending your non-exercise activity by being on your feet and puttering around the house and just in general moving your body more. So, if we aren't going to use exercise, what are we going to do to lose weight? We are going to cut calories, of course. Abs are made in the kitchen, after all. Good thing there are some tools out there to help us. This calorie calculator can be found on calculator.net. What you do is enter in your age, gender, height, weight, and activity level, and it will show you what your calorie needs are to both maintain as well as lose weight. In this example, I have selected a female that is 5'6" and weighs 250 pounds. Since the purpose of this video was to discuss weight loss without exercise, I have selected a sedentary activity level. So this shows approximately 2,200 calories to maintain weight and anywhere between 2,000 to 1,200 to lose weight, and the calories vary depending on the rate in which you expect to lose. Now, since the calories required to lose 2 pounds a week was 1,225, and the calories required to lose 1 pound a week was 1,775, I'm going to look at a diet of 1,500. Eating 1,500 calories a day will likely produce 1.5 pounds per week of weight loss. And as we can see from the sample diet plan, it seems to be achievable with nice balance between 3 meals and 2 snacks. But wait, the sample numbers we put in the calculator were not my numbers. We need to redo this calculation using my numbers. Okay, let's do this again. 42, 5'4", and let's use the top of the yo-yo, which is 145 pounds. Yikes. Well, that 1,500 calorie a day plan that we just saw, that's actually my maintenance. And if I want to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week, well, that puts me under 1,200 calories, which is considered dangerous. As we compare the differences between the 5'6", 250-pound person with my statistics of 5'4" and 145 pounds, we can see there is quite a difference in the amount of calories that are permitted. But more startling, I find, is the percent of the daily required calories for maintenance that is extremely different, where the person who weighs 250 pounds can consume 56% of their calories to achieve 2 pounds a week of weight loss. I would have to go as low as 36% of my daily caloric needs. And just in case you were thinking it, no, you cannot live off of that few of calories. 563 calories would get me 1 meal and 1 snack per day. Now you might be thinking that those numbers might surely be just for someone who is dieting down to some extremely low vanity weight. But the truth is, those numbers put me right in the overweight category according to BMI. You might also be thinking about the diet programs you've seen advertised where people are able to lose all their weight and get down to their skinny goal size. This is where we have to pay attention to the fine print. Melissa Joan Hart lost a ton of weight, but she also did daily cardio, spin class once a week, and lifted weights 3 times a week. Her results are also labeled as not typical. So, if diet alone can't yield the results you want, what do we do now? Let's go back to our calculator and change our activity level to moderate. This means elevating our heart rate for 15 to 30 minutes 4 to 5 times per week. Well, these results are better, but they're not quite where I want to be. I'd like to be able to eat between 12 to 1,500 calories per day and still lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. When I lose less than a pound, it's harder to tell because those numbers get lost in normal weight fluctuation. Let's try the calculator again, but with more intensity. That's 45 to 120 minutes of exercise, 6 to 7 days a week. So these numbers look pretty reasonable to me. I can still eat around 1,500 calories a day and expect to lose about 1.5 pounds per week. So let's take inventory of what we know. To start, I need 1,500 calories a day to maintain my weight without any exercise. This means that I will have to rely on exercise alone to burn off the calories required to lose weight. Since there are 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat, I will need to burn 500 to 1,000 calories per day on top of my BMR to achieve the success that I desire. But how will I know if I'm burning enough? There are many tables available on the internet that show the general amount of calories that are expended for various exercises. There are also apps that will do the same calculation for you and often yield a closer result as they factor in your age, gender, and weight. If you are fortunate enough to have an Apple Watch or Fitbit, they can provide even more valuable information as they factor in things such as heart rate and cadence into their calculation. If you do not have a device to track your calories burned, just be aware that you may be overcounting. For example, my 10-kilometer run showed 600 calories burned based on a calorie chart and 570 calories burned when using an app, but in reality on my watch, it only showed 493 calories. Coming back to the original question, is exercise required to lose weight? And for the general public, the answer is no. But it's not no for everyone. No, no, no. For some people, like me, it is most definitely required. We saw, based on my numbers, that it is virtually impossible to lose weight without some level of exercise. But wait, didn't I say that exercise would just make me hungry and lazy all the time? I did. But if we want results, the only way is to eat less and move more, isn't it? That is true, but there's no rule that says when we have to get there. We can work at this slowly and get there safely and healthily. And if it takes a little longer, like a quarter or a half a pound a week, isn't that still better than getting there quickly and yo-yoing right back up? I wish I could learn from my mistakes.
So, for most people, no, they do not have to exercise to lose weight. They can manipulate their calories and create a sufficient enough calorie deficit to still result in weight loss. However, if when you manipulate your calories, you fall below 1,200 calories a day in order to get weight loss, then no, you can't lose weight strictly on diet. You will have to incorporate exercise. This makes me wonder if it's the science of weight loss that has changed or simply society. If you think back to the 1950s, and a typical 1950s housewife that was looking to lose weight probably had between 5 to 15 pounds to drop. Now, I'm saying this based on obesity statistics from that era, as well as some advertisements that I've seen of what a typical woman who was pinching her stomach and showing her tiny little roll that she needed to drop some pounds. Now, someone like that, no, they can't lose weight with diet alone because their maintenance calories are so low that they would end up having to eat like 800 calories a day in order to lose weight. So someone like that, yes, they do need to exercise. Fast forward into the 80s and 90s, and we had gotten fatter as a society, and people did need to exercise, but maybe there's more of an emphasis on the calories because now the average person, instead of having 15 pounds to drop, has 50 pounds to drop. So that's where the 80-20 started to play in. We need to really focus in on the diet, but you still need to add some exercise in order to get that calorie deficit into a good enough spot. Fast forward to now in 2021, and the obesity epidemic is so large that there are more and more people that have over 100 pounds to lose. Now, that would make sense as to how they can manipulate their calories and still lose weight. Whereas someone who has less weight to lose, if you are either in the overweight but not obese category, and especially if you're short as well, it can be pretty much impossible to drop your calories into a zone where you can still lose weight without exercise. I'd say that there are 3 tiers of weight loss. If you are starting your weight loss journey and you are obese, you can probably begin by just dieting and watching what you eat, counting your calories, and you can lose weight. As soon as you cross into the overweight or healthy, but you still want to lose more weight, I would classify that as tier 2, you need to have some amount of exercise in your day-to-day activities in order to create that calorie deficit to be sufficient enough. I don't think that you absolutely have to crush it in exercise, but there will be a sufficient enough of a gap that if you want to be losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, you're going to need to add some level of exercise in there. And then I would say tier 3 is when you absolutely, definitely need exercise. And this would be when you find out that your maintenance calories, like me, are between 1,200 to 1,500 calories. And then you say, okay, well, obviously I can't eat less than that, so I'm going to need to lose weight. And then I would say maybe there is also like a tier 4, but that would just be for like bodybuilders and bikini competitors and people that are looking to get shredded. And they have to obviously do both, and they have to do both very, very intensely. So that's my analysis on diet and exercise. I think it's a fair statement to say that exercise is not required to lose weight for most people, but it's not a fair statement to say that nobody needs to exercise to lose weight, because for many people, just like me, that simply isn't true. Until next time, yo-yo and let's go.